I first came to college, I was a sweet Midwesterner who wore khakis and Old Navy tank tops. But by the end of the year, I was, experimenting with, stuff. I ended up fooling around with a few women that year, but it was always kind of one-time encounters, people random. I guess that year was the first year that I had, full-on sex with a girl. And it was fun. We didn't date or anything, we just fooled around. It's the difference between, having a girlfriend and fooling around with a person here and there.
This is the last stop on this train, everyone.
My sophomore year, I lost a lot of weight. I got really thin for me. For a long time, I'd always attributed my kind of frigidness in high school and my kind of shyness to the fact that I was pudgy. I suddenly felt this freedom. It was ridiculous. I shouldn't have felt that way. But I started experimenting with my fashion. I went out and bought so many new clothes. I call it my tank top phase because I went out and I bought all these spaghetti strap tank tops. Oh, I had one that was snakeskin, and I bought these fake red leather pants. Around that time, I started dating Kelly, an F to M. That's a female to male trainee. And he was my first significant steady sweetheart. Or I say boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. We hung out, we dated for 4 months. He wasn't on hormones, no chest surgery or anything. He was just really trying to figure out what he was doing with his life. So I was super, super supportive of him. And he totally overcompensated. He'd be like, I'm the boy, kind of thing. So I'd play the girl to his boy. And I'd ask him, Kelly, do you want me to use girl pronouns or boy pronouns? And he'd say, I don't know. He was so unsure of himself. So I, for a while, would say he and she. And it felt weird to associate either pronoun with him. And then I started hanging out at his house, and his housemates would say she, so that became ingrained for me. But I never really saw Kelly as a girl. I definitely saw Kelly as his own gender, kind of like a tranny gender. He has the gender that he is, just the way you have the gender that is you and I have the gender that is me. I don't know, I guess it's hard to explain. We broke up after 4 months, and I was bummed because I really liked him. All of a sudden, I found myself single, skinny, and a total social butterfly in the queer community. That summer, I completely fell in love with Sky. We were 2 peas in a pod. She's an M to F transsexual. She transitioned a long time ago. She's been on hormones for years. She hasn't had bottom surgery. I don't even know if she's planning on getting it, to be honest. When she first met me, I was kind of like Sporty Spice style. I could do the girly thing, but could kind of butch out as well. Everything was great. We were totally in love. And then we got into a stupid fight over, cat food. We were supposed to go to the grocery store to pick up cat food for a cat, and we didn't get there in time, and I flipped out on her. Afterwards, we ended up parked in this coffee shop parking lot, and I'm, sobbing. Not even sobbing, kind of weeping. Talking about how I was a bad grandchild, because, I wasn't writing my grandma letters about who I really was. And I was a bad friend to all the people in my life because they just didn't really know me. I don't even know what all I said, but later in that moment, Sky told me she thought, oh my God, I think he's a tranny. We had a really good sex life when we first met. It was super good, super hot. I loved her. So I had sex in a way that I hadn't before, As I started to transition, I started to get weird about it. I started to change my clothing, my outside. I was wearing more androgyne male clothing. And I started hiding my chest. But I was really out of my body, Because it's not very comfortable to wear a really tight sports bra. And I had this really tight spandex type tank top that I wore under a t-shirt kind of thing. My friends used to call it my fat man girdle, and my mom called it my sausage shirt. I gained a lot of weight back, and I was so unhappy. But I couldn't just, turn around and suddenly be the person I had been yesterday. I knew I was going somewhere, I just didn't know where. Christmas of 2000, I came out. My mom and I had a very real conversation. She had this fear, like, you're around all these people. Maybe it's their influence, kind of, maybe this isn't who you really are. But I did happen to find myself in this big, pool of queers and trannies. Like, there was some reason that I was drawn to Skye like crazy. I started hormones in August of that summer and had my surgery like 2 months later. My mom came out for it. We went to San Francisco. We had a big party the night before. My mom and all my friends, we went out for sushi. Kind of a bye-bye booby party. Then after my surgery, I basically laid in bed for 3 days and took tons of Vicodin, Percocet, and watched movies with my mom. She went out and got me every little piece of comfort food that I wanted and babied me. She even got in bed with me, and we watched Singing in the Rain, and she held my hand. And I was stoked, because I could wear a t-shirt, and just a t-shirt. I've been wearing all these layers for months and months and months. So basically, I've been on hormones now for 3 years. Damn. And my voice has changed. I have facial hair now. No, slowly. I mean, there is the hair factor. Definitely more hairy. I have like hair around my wrist area that I didn't have before. And I'm way less curvier, like around my hips and stuff. And my hairline's changed too. Not really happy about that one. But you can't have it all. And this might be TMI, but your clit gets really big. My sex drive increased for sure. Jerking off was not really a pastime that I encountered very much earlier in my life. Bottom surgery's horrible. Technology's bad. Frankly, I never get it. But I mean, the thing is, the way people think about transsexuals now, it's changing, Like, some people may want the surgery and some people might get it because that's what you're supposed to do. But for me, I like the way I look now. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. She sailed at the dawning. All day I've been blue. Red sails in the sunset. I am trusting